The Tudor Black Bay 58 is one of my dream watches. For a budget of $150, I will try to build the best budget Black Bay 58 homage watch, and I will bring you along in case you wish to build a similar watch for yourself or if you just enjoy these types of videos. Similar to all my builds, there is no better movement to run this watch than the Seiko NH35. I chose this simple yet beautiful looking dial. It's in matte black with gold accented indices. To install the dial, I try to line it up with the movement to determine which feet should be removed. Just be careful not to remove the incorrect feet, or you'll end up having to glue the dial into the movement, which I wouldn't show on camera if it happened to be. The watch modding police would break my door and take me away. Let's go ahead and use the best watchmaker tool ever. It helps remove the big pieces of debris without scratching the watch dial. Once that's done, I just align the dial feet with the holes on the movement, and once I'm confident things are aligned, I press the dial down. After that, I make sure there are no gaps between the dial and the movement. Next, I pull the crown to the second position and rotate it clockwise until the date switches. This means the hands are in the midnight position. Now this is the easiest part of the process. It will get challenging from here. The hour hand goes first. The easiest way to go about this is to stick the tip of the hand to a piece of Rodeco. I line up the hand with the 12 o'clock index and press it in using this hand press tool. After that, I rotate the hand to check the alignment. It's important that the date switches exactly as the hour hand is flush on the 12 o'clock position. Next is the minute hand. It's a bit harder to install than the hour hand, but the same principle applies. I align the base of the hand with the pinion and the tip with the 12 o'clock position using Rodeco. Once I'm confident with the placement, I press it in with the hand press tool. It's important to make sure there is sufficient clearance between the two hands to prevent the hands rubbing against each other. Of course, we leave the best for last, the second hand. It's tiny and fragile, so I need to be very patient with it. For some reason, I kept pushing it down despite it already being wet in place. Looking at the footage now, I am happy I didn't bend or even break it. This is my favorite part of the build, a 38.5mm case with a black bezel insert. I unscrew the crown and immediately install it on the stem. I have a habit of misplacing the small parts, and I spend 15 minutes looking for it under the couch. I also unscrew the case back and put the gasket in the grease sink, as that improves the water resistance. I didn't know that they ship these cases without gluing the bezel insert. I guess it gives the option of installing another bezel insert if needed. This is the first time I do something like that, so I am learning as I go. The bezel has the double-sided tape already applied, which is good news. Another type of good news will be pressing that like button if you are finding this video enjoyable so far. Now I install the dial inside the case. I don't know if you've noticed, but I forgot to clean the dial and the case, so I will do it later on. I insert the stem to measure how much I need to cut from it. You can use any measurement tool for this, but I find that digital calipers are easier and more accurate. By the way, all the tools and parts I use in this build are linked in the video description. Once I have the measurements, I go ahead and remove the stem, which can be done by pressing this little thing. If you can't see that little thing, just push the crown back in and it should pop out. I use a marker to leave a visual reference of where I need to cut. My advice here is to always cut less than your measurement. This way you can cut more or file the rest of the stem to fit inside the watch. If you are like me and you wanna YOLO it, just have a pack of spare stems. The goal here is to have the crown sit flush with the case once it's fully screwed in, which is what I have here. For full transparency, this took 2 cuts and some filing. For the crown not to come off when you set the date, it's better to use a Loctite to secure it in place. I just dip the tip of the stem in the glue and screw it back into the crown. I also make sure to remove any excess so that it doesn't end up inside the case or movement. My hair gets in the way of me showing how I clean the dial and hands. I just use a soft brush for that. I also clean the case with a piece of microfiber fabric, and it's good to go. After installing the dial and movement, I make sure not to forget the gasket. It's one of those that is installed directly on the case. It will prevent water as well as dust from getting into the movement and ruining your time-telling experience. I installed the stainless steel case back using this inflated rubber ball. Just make sure to tighten it really well. Don't worry, this rubber ball is more than capable of unscrewing it. Now it's time to do something I've never done before, fitting the bezel insert. I need to remove the double-sided tape protection. It goes without saying that aligning the bezel is very important. So I make sure the red triangle is aligned with the chapter marker above the 12 o'clock index. Any chapter marker can be used, by the way. Once I'm satisfied with the alignment, I just press it in place. Now it's time to install the bracelet. This is the most annoying part of the build, because I want to avoid scratching the back of the case as much as possible. I am finally done building the watch, and I spent some time with it. I am so happy with how it turned out. It's not an unusual build by any means, but it's still a great watch to look at. I really like the matte dial, the quality of the finishing on the indices and hands, and the gold accents. The case finishing is great. It's an all brushed case with a polished chamfer. The matte black bezel insert matches the dial really well, and it's a 120 click unidirectional bezel. The bracelet is very good quality. It's an oyster style with all solid links, a milled clasp with 4 micro adjustment holes. It is sized with screws, so it gives more of a premium feeling and confidence than something like push pins, for example. Unfortunately for me, it has male end links, which means it won't wear as good on my 6 1/4 or 15.9 centimeters wrist compared to someone with an above average wrist size. So definitely keep that in mind if you have a small wrist. You can also skip the bracelet and have the watch on a leather or nylon strap. Overall, great watch build, one of my favorites so far. If you want to build the same watch, check out the links in the video description for the parts. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please leave a like and consider subscribing to the channel for more. Here are some of my most recent builds that I'm sure you will like. Thank you for watching.